All right, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? So, first episode post-pandemic in the studio here, downtown San Antonio, St. Paul Square. We're actually here with my new co-host, Matthew Duke. Matthew, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce Bryan, and I'll let Bryan talk a little more.
Yeah, so it's exciting to be here. First time. I got here when I was about 9 years old to San Antonio and made this home. I'm going to make it home my rest of my life, and unless somebody's got some other really good plans I don't know about, but I love this place. I've got my own law firm here, and we're here sharing an office space. And
got a whole floor here.
Got a whole floor. We got another floor, too, potentially. So
nice HMO.
Trying to do a lot of creative stuff around here, but I do a lot of stuff with startups and other guys starting their business, running their business, doing their legal services for them. I'm just excited to be here, man. I'm excited to hear what all you got to talk about today.
Thank you.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming in on the show, Matt.
Glad to be here.
Bryan. So Bryan Ramirez and I, we met maybe like 3-4 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Met through a mutual friend. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, Bryan. I don't want to break too much.
No, yeah. So my name is Bryan Ramirez. I'm born and raised San Antonio, Texas. Love movies my whole life. Love TV my whole life. And I was gonna be a cop like my dad because that was the plan. That was the smart thing to do. My dad was a homicide detective for a long time. Then he became with DA's office now. But when I was in school, that was the plan. Was to.
What changed, man?
Partner. I met my wife and she knew what I really loved, and she said, "You're either gonna go to film school or you're gonna go alone." So,
where'd you go to school?
I went to school in Orlando called Full Sail.
Oh, okay.
And the story is like 2 weeks later, I come to her and I'm like, "Hey, I got into film school. I'm leaving. Sorry, I love you." And we stayed together. Everything was great. And then I did the whole Austin, LA thing, and luckily wrote some scripts and they got attention and just hustled, knocked on doors till someone finally opened one, and the rest is history. Now I'm doing TV shows with Cameron Davies at Davies Entertainment over there at Cruising Kitchens, and
beautiful setup.
Things are incredible.
That's pretty sweet.
Things are incredible. Yeah,
beautiful setup. By the way, I got a diffuser, Matt. I went to go visit Bryan. What was it, last week?
Yeah.
And I walk in immediately. I walk into their offices, and I'm like, "What is that smell, dude?" I was like, "It smells amazing in here." And then he points to the diffuser. This diffuser is probably like 2 feet long. I got a little mini diffuser. You can't see it. Maybe if we put the GoPro aerial, you might be able to see it in there.
It smells great, though.
It does.
Yeah.
It smells really good. But, that was a motivating factor. So,
nice.
Trying to catch up to Davies Entertainment over here at Gurupresario. So, initially, film, man. Why film? What drew you to film?
I just loved movies, man. There was something about... Okay, so, first of all, I grew up with a heavy stutter. And you'll hear it every now and then through this interview. It comes and goes. Right. But, so there's some times when I was kind of down and alone, and my escape was going into somebody else's reality. And my wife jokes about it because the memories I have that aren't even my fucking part of my life. Should I guess on this?
Yeah,
they're my memories, but they're not me. It's like something from American Ninja or something like Karate Kid, shit like that. Fucking Goonies, but seriously, yeah. All joking aside, like I found my escape in movies, and then when I was growing up, I started if I didn't like the ending of a movie, I'd go in my room and just write the ending the way I wanted it, and shit like that. And then me and my friends with a VHS camera would go out and film our own shit, and it was fun. Yeah.
This is San Antonio. This is when you were
you gotta give an example.
Oh,
so
tell me
one.
We had one that was just Ninja Maniacs, and we were just crazy in the backyard. We put T-shirts on our faces and tied them back. It was fun, dude.
Oh no, I want to know a different ending.
Oh man,
tell me one that was
I can't remember one.
Oh, I put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I want to know Karate Kid.
Karate Kid was good. I think it was more like the ones with the sad endings.
Well, let's check. Why don't we create one right now? What would you change about the Titanic ending, bro? Right? You see Rose, you see Jack fall.
There's room on the fucking door.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
There's room on the door.
It doesn't have to be that tragic.
Yeah,
right?
there's
Jack's
room on the
alive.
door.
He just slipped under.
Yeah, he just slipped under into somebody else's door.
The next boat.
He didn't want you to know he got on the life raft.
No, but that's the thing. There's room on the door.
Right.
But that wouldn't have been dramatic. That wouldn't have.
That's true, man. I wouldn't have cried. I think that's the first movie I cried when I was I don't know, 9?
Mine was The Notebook.
Notebook?
Yeah, and Deer Hunter. I remember seeing Deer Hunter when I was a kid.
I never saw Deer Hunter.
Notebook, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Notebook is sad.
Notebooks, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, Deer Hunter was crazy because the whole Russian roulette.
Right.
It's crazy.
Tell me a little about the habits. habits of a visionary, man. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, Bryan, you've come a long way, bro.
Thank you.
Filming in LA, filming in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other parts that I haven't named, but what are the important habits of a visionary, man, to create, the world they want to live in?
Always start learning. Never stop learning.
Yeah.
Really. And always be open to adjustments and always be open to
Criticism, yeah.
Yeah, criticism, of course, but not only that, like, don't take it to heart. Have a tough skin.
Right.
Don't take things personal. Everyone's got a vision. Everyone's got an opinion.
Right.
That's what's great about yours. You can speak it, and you can show it, and you can believe it.
Right.
And habit-wise, I mean, just never stop creating.
Right.
You know, never stop visualizing.
That's a big thing you mentioned.
Imagining.
Right now is everyone has an opinion, and
Yeah.
I've kind of grown up in the same realm where I've been criticized a lot. Whatever I want to do, and at the end of the day, I try not to let that create any kind of barrier into where I want to be. So I know 99% of the time, if I'm doing shit that's putting myself out there, I'm probably being judged in some form of way, and I've kind of grown accustomed to that. But in the beginning, that was hard, right? As an entrepreneur, you're branching out, you're creating say for instance, I was creating a YouTube video, and my initial thought was always, man, someone's gonna view this video and they're gonna critique the shit out of me.
Yeah.
They're gonna say I have a gap in my teeth, or they're gonna say something, right? And that initial step, right? We have to get over that. What would you say to someone that has those fears, right? That's pushing on them?
Yeah, so that's a great thing. Like, I think my biggest gift was a stutter growing up.
Yeah.
Because I developed that moment where I said, if you don't like me, fuck you.
Right.
Basically, everyone's going to judge you all the time.
Right.
And there's no one that's not ever going to judge you. We're being judged all the time for everything. Some people are just kind and nice and look past it or let it through in and out.
Right.
Some people actually hold on to it and truly judge and hate and like shit, but
Right.
you just can't care.
There's some evil people out there.
Yeah,
man.
you have to, in a positive way, be somewhat of a narcissist and not care what people think about you.
It's true.
And just keep putting out your vision, because for every person that hates you, there's 10 that love you.
This is true. Matt, you ever deal with someone like that, man, where you feel like you're being criticized all the time?
I think we criticize ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you got to get over that first hurdle, right? I mean, the fear factor.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, I can imagine, right? A stutter. I mean,
Yeah.
the day you step out and
Right.
say, okay, I don't care, right?
Right.
You first have to get over that fear
Yeah.
of you,
Yeah.
have of yourself, and that
Yeah.
fear of being judged. And I think we all deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And mine was literally expecting people to already not like, or
Yeah.
to already judge me.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm always trying to win people over before.
Right.
And that's kind of stopped. Now I was just like, remember when I was in LA, perfect example, my first big movie meeting.
Yeah.
We're in a studio. It's our first, like, not because I'm getting chills now.
Which movie was this?
This was Mission Park that they
Okay.
changed to
Yep.
Line of Duty
Line of
after
Duty.
Lionsgate bought it.
I remember.
This is before that, when like no one believes in the damn project, right? And I'm sitting in my chair and I'm swiveling.
This is in LA.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "Hey, calm down." And I'm, "Oh, sorry, man. I'm a little excited. My first big meeting, you know. I'm a kid from San Antonio, Texas. I'm in the studio. You got me water with like my name on it. That was crazy, you know. And then I start talking and I'm stuttering. And he's like, "Calm down." And he just interrupts me like 5 times while I'm stuttering. And then finally, one of my actors is like, "Hey, man, he stutters. Can you just chill out?" And I was like, "Jeez." Bro. And then, so I told him, if you just give me a second, something I'm gonna say might be important. Right. You know, you might like what I'm gonna say. Right. And it was just a weird meeting. Didn't go well. Never ended up being anything with this guy. But then when our movie got made, and when we were at film festivals and stuff, he would come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I really want to buy your movie." And I'd be like, "Calm down."
You're like, calm down?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite stories.
Slow down,
Yeah.
calm down.
Like,
He's
calm
trying
down.
to-
Hey, we really need to talk about this movie. I'm like, "Hey, calm down."
That's fucking
And that's
funny.
like, and all my friends over there, the actors that were with me, they laughed because they were all in that meeting.
They knew.
They knew exactly what I was doing. Like, "You're
yeah.
such a dick." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
It's real, bro.
Yeah, it's just real.
You gotta feed a
And that's
little
what my
back.
carry along with, like, just be real, be true
Yeah.
to yourself, be
Right.
humble, be gracious, be grateful, but also, like, don't care what people think about you, because it's not everyone's gonna like you. And
It's true, man. It's true. There's a lot of judgment to be set out there, and at the end of the day, like you said, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You got to do you. You got
like,
one life
yeah,
to live.
and it's like with the movie reviews, when you're getting reviews,
Right.
like people are like, "Oh man, Hollywood Reporter tore you up." "Oh, Variety tore your movie up." I'm like, all I'm hearing is I'm in Variety and Hollywood Reporter.
Right?
I mean,
There's no such thing as
Yeah.
bad publicity.
yeah, I don't care how bad it was. My
Right.
first film.
Right.
You know, but what was cool was Martin Scorsese's. I mean, not Scorsese. Michael Bay. We were at. I think it's called Jupiter, or something in Miami. We're eating. It's above, like shopping centers, high end. You know what I'm
South
talking
Beach?
about?
Is it
Yes,
South
yes,
Beach?
yes.
I think I
South
know what you're
Beach.
talking
You know what I'm talking about. It's like open bar outside.
There's a couple like that right off of.
We were so
Ocean Drive?
Yeah, it was after a film festival. We're up there, and I see Michael Bay, and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's Michael Bay!"
Yeah, fucking
and a friend of ours, he's another director. He was like, "Hey, I know him. Let's go say hi." I introduced him, and he introduced me me to
No
him.
way.
He goes, Bryan Ramirez, part Martin Scorsese, part me. And I was like, oh my God, you read the review.
Crazy,
He
bro.
was like, I'm not going to forget someone that mentioned my name in
That's
the damn
true.
review. I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
I ended up being a nice, people say he's an ass. He's
Yeah.
not. He was super nice.
Really?
But I didn't bother him. I wasn't asking him stupid shit. I knew what I
course.
was talking about. Like, it wasn't like I didn't ask for a picture or autograph. We just hung out and talked
Right.
for like an hour.
That's what
was
it's
awesome.
about, man. It's about just hanging out.
Yeah.
I've had situations like that when I was living in New York. We would run into different celebrities, you know, whether it was a bar or something. One time we were watching the World Cup 2012?
Yeah.
World Cup 2012. We were at the beer garden at the Standard.
Yeah.
And Jason Sudeikis is there by himself, and you know I'm there. I was working on Wall Street then. I'm there with like 5 of my broker buddies.
Yeah.
One of my broker buddies just like goes buys him a beer. Ended up we all shut the shit with Jason Sudeikis that
Yeah.
day. But those are always beautiful
They're fun,
experiences.
yeah, they're fun stories.
The most important thing is like do not take a fucking photo.
Yeah.
Like
I
just
mean,
hang out.
the second you break that human
Right.
barrier, you're instantly judged.
Right.
Right. Then it goes back to judgment.
Right.
Like, oh, you're a fanboy. I thought you're just someone you can just talk and chill out with.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
We're-
weird how it works like that, right?
It is, man. It is. What's next for San Antonio on film, bro? What projects are you working on right now?
Oh man, so it's an interesting story where I'm at right now and where I come from. Like, I was doing movies, TV. I was
Right.
doing some. I was attached. I'm still attached to some really cool movies and TV show projects, narrative TV shows. And COVID shut everything down. And literally, the last client I had left because I also do like content for people and stuff,
Right.
commercials
Yeah, I
and
remember.
stuff. Last client had left, and Cameron Davies called me and his team, and a friend of mine, Question, and him. They all work together. They have this awesome compound over on Broadway with prison kitchens, Davies Entertainment, huge garage, like over 100,000 square feet together combined.
wild,
two
dude.
warehouses,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
boxing gym. And they called me over and, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We want to help. We need help with our TV show. And I was like, yeah, let's check it out. And the vibe was awesome. We instantly clicked. Everyone just,
They knew your craft already.
yeah, it's worked. And then you showed me this empty space on top of our boxing gym, and there was a music studio going to be built in my office, and everyone's going to be together, and it was just empty. The
You
vision was there.
documented this.
Yeah, but the vision was there, and like in 2 weeks it was up. I mean, these guys don't play.
Crazy.
When they say it's happening,
Crazy.
and it's awesome.
Well, these guys build. I mean, they build all day.
I build all day,
Right.
every day. I mean, huge food trucks for like Whataburger.
I walked into
Yeah.
that, man. I walked into that garage 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it's crazy, bro. Like they have a boxing gym, they have a weightlifting gym, they have a, I don't know, 300 car garage
Yeah.
where they work on these trucks. They have, of course, their offices upstairs, media lab, a barbershop, bro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it's not even just like a bar. It's a barbershop that you would, I mean, they have like extensive stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Davies was it Cameron's
Yeah.
concept behind all that.
We
He
have
did
to
a
have him on
phenomenal
here,
job,
so-
man.
You keep saying vision,
Yeah.
right? That's the key theme.
Right.
How many visions did you have that didn't go anywhere?
Oh man, hundreds.
Because I mean, I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm
Right.
an entrepreneur myself. I mean, we're all
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, right? How many of those visions didn't make it?
I mean, I never say they didn't make it. I just say they haven't happened.
There you go.
You know, I mean,
There you go.
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Because and like I always tell people, like I will fail 10 times and succeed at one thing before anyone takes action on the first thing they're thinking about. You know, like
Right.
it's just the way you gotta do it.
Isn't it
Like
crazy? Like
entrepreneurs and
you do
visions.
one thing and you have a vision. You're like, oh, well, that didn't work. And then you just keep moving and
Yeah.
moving. And then somebody goes, hey, what about this? And you're
Yeah.
like, hold on a second.
all the time.
Now this is where it
Yeah,
fits.
all the time. So nothing's ever bad. It's just
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just trial and lessons, man. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
You build upon what you fail on. So it's kind of like, you know, you could always dip back into those projects. I've had many projects where they failed, and
Right.
I still go back and kind of reconsider. Okay, well, if I can make this work, what are the missing pieces?
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes it's your network, sometimes it's capital, sometimes it's
Growth.
your growth.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
We just had that happen this weekend at my house.
What happened?
Our kids, we were in the garage working on stuff, or last weekend.
Yeah.
And we're looking at all these old archives that we had, and like we had this DVD of all my work, and my kids were like, "Let me look at that, Dad. Let me look at that."
You're like,
Oh,
hold on, let me go find the DVD player.
Yeah, so I would
Dust
pop
it
it
off.
in, and my daughter, who's my biggest fan, she's also like on this Harvard program. She's a genius. She looks at me, pats my shoulder. She's like, "We all start somewhere."
There you go.
I mean, they're
There you
so
go.
bad.
There you go.
They're so bad. I'm like, how do I get into festivals with this shit? It's so bad.
crazy,
But
man.
that's where you start, you know, and then you grow.
Hey, what a great lesson for
Yeah.
the kids, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they see it here, right? And
Right.
it's like, okay,
100%.
you know me is here.
Yeah.
Let me show you where it was before.
Yeah, and they're like, why is grandma and grandpa and aunt and all these people? And I mean, because you have to use what you surround you.
Of course.
Utilize your sources and then grow from there, you know?
Of course.
Wow.
Matt, you ever had any big setbacks that have kind of made you either reposition the law firm or?
I tell people I'm on my fourth life right
Yeah?
now. I
How
mean,
so?
you just look at, different chapters, lives, whatever you call it. I mean, I think every season that we're in is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes you don't even know what that opportunity is. You just keep moving, right, with a vision. You know who you are. You're just true to yourself, right? And then, you find what it is that next opportunity is. And I've had that a lot of times. I mean, I wasn't even supposed to be a lawyer. I was just supposed to go to business school. And ended up being a lawyer. And then from being a lawyer, I ended up at a hospital system.
Yeah.
Working for the largest hospital system in South Texas. And now I'm back out helping entrepreneurs with a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just keep on moving forward. I think it's don't let them take you down. Don't let them set you back. Just keep moving forward, and good things happen.
Right.
And that's true. I mean, like Amanda, again, I have a wonderful wife who is a leukemia survivor.
Oh, wow.
About 6 years ago, she got diagnosed with leukemia. We were at our cabin in New Mexico having a blast. And all of a sudden, she's doing anything, and her teeth started bleeding. It was horrible. We were terrified for her.
Wow.
She thought it was just an infection. Came back home. She went to a dentist. They thought it was an infection. But then, like 2 days later, her legs were full of bruises. And I was like, we need to go to a doctor. And she had to have her mom had to talk her into it because I'm just husband.
Right,
what I'm talking about. But then within an hour, she was on chemo, and it was just scary.
Wow.
But she's a warrior. She fought it. She started a charity after getting through it, and all of our projects got set back. I lost my agent, lost my manager. I mean, that's just the evil in the industry that you have to put up with and learn.
Yeah.
I lost one of my longtime associates in business.
Right.
But we grew, and we never gave up, and we never let anything stop us. And it took 3 years to get back. But
And now she has that. I mean, she has the nonprofit running now.
so it's really weird because we lost a lot, right? But then never giving up gave me the opportunity I'm at now. But then through that, we were at dinner, and Cameron Davies and his wife Casey were with us eating, and she mentioned her charity. And like the next day, she has an office logo on the wall. Wow. Like, big shout out to Cameron. That guy, honestly, man, like I've worked with a lot of people in my life. He's one of the best people I've ever worked
I hear
with.
nothing but beautiful things.
And
bro.
I mean,
it's amazing.
Him and his wife are great. The whole team is awesome, man. But so now it's like me doing my thing, her putting TV shows and movies to not a halt, but like just one little project a month now, and getting her charity really up and running. And but that's like the growth, right? The never giving up. There's things happen when you hurdle. It's like you get another layer of skin after you get cut, right? Those scars heal, and then you get stronger. And I think that's really what life is. Yeah, you get cut, you come back stronger. You know.
It is.
Or you can give up. I mean, a lot of people give up and just quit, and that's where they leave that open door for people like us to go in. It's not bad. I mean,
it takes a level of stubbornness.
Yeah.
Yeah. How so?
Yeah.
Well, it's for that reason, right? I mean, the entrepreneurs I know, the people I deal with, I mean, they take a setback and they're like, what, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And they take another setback and they're gonna keep going. And I think, sometimes we sensationalize success.
Yeah.
And again, the people are like, hey, wow, look, overnight success. No, they weren't overnight. I mean, there are some out there.
It may have happened overnight.
It's called daddy and mommy wrote that check
right.
for you, right? But the vast majority of them, right? They weren't overnight successes.
Right.
They went through a lot of pain.
A lot of heartache.
And I think people call it overnight success because they only see it happen overnight. They don't realize the 10 to 20 years that went to building that instant gratification.
Exactly.
To them, they don't see like the layers and layers and layers of no, maybe no. To that one time where they say yes, and then people realize, oh shit, we were wrong the whole time.
Right.
What do you guys do? You were going to say something, Matt? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, what's interesting, and I think it's a tribute to what you do, right, is a lot of people, they'll do the hustle, right, that word you said. They'll make it, and then they're done.
Yeah.
Right? Because even the success, they can't handle it, or, they just take that, the same way they got to that point, right, for success, they stop doing that. They're like, oh, now I'm successful. Well, no, you got to keep hustling every single day. And I mean, you've already given some great examples about,
and that's what hurts me.
Going.
That's what hurts me about people that I work with sometimes. Not like ones I work with now, everyone's awesome, but like in the past that I've tried to help. I have two that we've helped that have gone on to great things. Right. I mean, Paulie, I'm not going to watch this. Paulie's awesome. AJ, one of our good friends, AJ Cass, like these guys they're doing great things now. And they come, they learn, they grow, they want the world. They leave and they take it, which is great.
Yeah.
What's hard for me was when people don't want what I want or don't want the world. I don't understand that. I can't comprehend that. And maybe it's going back to my childhood, not having a lot or getting chosen for things. Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
But I'll have people come up to me and say, "Hey man, oh my God, awesome project. That's great. Like, what's it like? Living a dream." And I'm like, I don't feel that.
Right.
I've never felt that. Like,
you're referring to people directly that they're kind of stagnant in their craft, or they develop, but then they kind of take a break, or what? Who are you referring to?
Yeah,
exactly?
I'm referring to two people. Like,
yeah.
they achieve and then they get complacent.
Right.
They're happy.
Right. That's
They're
what I
like,
meant.
this is.
I'm with you, man. I'm like, okay, hey, that was
I'm
awesome. All right, what's next?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I love where I'm at right
All right,
now.
let's just keep going, right?
Yeah, like right now,
that's
like,
professional,
every day's a
that's
constant
personal
growth. Yeah.
development and growth, right?
Right.
And if I don't know, I went through the whole adage: if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards,
yeah,
right? You're not standing still.
Exactly.
And
then it goes to what I was talking about, how like I used to feel bad whenever people would be like, "Oh man, what's it like? Being on a big movie set." And it was like, working with someone,
right.
living a dream. And to me, it wasn't that. I didn't feel it. Or they'd be like, just take a chance to step back and look at the set and everything. I didn't feel, and I felt bad about not being able to feel that. But it's just because I'm not there yet. I'm not where I want to be yet.
Right. You're just hustling. You're putting the work in. You're making change.
Yeah.
But you do get to see your vision.
I appreciate it.
Right?
Yeah, I do appreciate it. I just want more,
right. And I'm sure that's thrilling.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
As a business owner, I'll tell you when, a project goes and you had it in concept and then you see it and you're like, wow, this thing actually works.
And it's exciting.
There is a cool thing that comes with it, but
it's very, it feels great. It feels great and it's very satisfying.
Awesome.
So that leads me to the next thing, because this is my biggest issue as an entrepreneur is I don't know how to decompress. I don't know how to scale back, pull away from work. Like yesterday I was here 8 hours on a Sunday, trying to get things to feel exactly how they should. So my biggest issue is understanding decompression. What do you guys do to decompress, or what advice would you give, the person who has issues with decompressing from work?
I would ask one of y'all for advice.
I know, Matt,
I mean, I drink.
I
mean, that's honesty.
Oh yeah, I drink a lot of scotch.
Yeah.
This is how I talk to my kids about it.
Yeah.
And the reason I talk to my kids about it this way is because this is how I tell myself about it.
Yeah.
I think we all have a bucket of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Some of us, and sometimes it's tiny, like this cup.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's big, right? When we're on top of the world, man,
Yeah.
I mean, we feel bulletproof, right? So that bucket's big. I always tell my kids, find ways to take water out of the bucket and then find ways to make the bucket bigger, right? And so if you're taking water out and then you're making it bigger, then you can handle a lot more, right? You can essentially make yourself feel like you're bulletproof. And, I know for me, I know you a little bit, working out, that kind of stuff, that balance that we just have to do. And then the bigger stuff, I mean, you've talked about, you seem like you get, it's just how it feels. We just met 20 minutes ago. Exactly. Growing other people in their vision and your vision, right? It makes that bucket big. It kind of gets us outside of ourselves to do that.
That's a big motivating factor, seeing others develop.
Yeah.
Yes, very, right? It feels good.
I mean,
like I love people that I bring in and they're like talents, raw talent.
Right.
But they have no idea how talented they are.
Right.
They have insecurities. They have things that I went through.
That's we're all right. We're all human.
And I feel them. I connect with them. I'm like, man, I don't say I have to fix people. I can fix you. You know what I mean? Like some of those things, like I know what you're going through exactly. I can help you grow and help you maintain greatness if you just follow this path. Yeah. It's like it's fun and like I'm kind of a hard mentor. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, people know that it's not a secret.
It's a good thing, man. It's
but like
baptism by fire.
But it's because I read a lot, and Japanese apprenticeship has been one of the most successful forms of apprenticeship that has ever existed.
What is that? What's the principles behind that, or how does that work, bro?
I suggest it's like hardcore. Yeah. It's just like honesty,
savage.
pure honesty. Yeah.
Hey man, that shit sucked, bro.
Yeah, it's like what
reproduce,
and that's because I had that, man. Like one of my first gigs in Austin was Hector Galan. Love you forever, brother. Hector Galan, man. I'm getting teary right now because like I worked for hours on a project, and I knew I had something, and he knew it. I worked for hours on something. He'd come in and go, "That's pedestrian, compa." Like, what do you mean? What does that mean? And he'd just walk out, and he used to smoke in his office, chain smoke.
I hit you, bro.
That's pedestrian, compa. And then walk out again. I said, sir, what does that mean? He goes, anyone can do it. Anybody. He goes, you see that little edit right there? I was like, I know you see it, but I know how much it takes to go back and fix it. But you'd rather leave that there than put in the work to go back and fix it. And that's one of the things that separates greatness from average. Going back and fixing the little shit.
Right.
That it's little, but it's there. go back and fix it. No matter how long it takes, how many hours it takes, because that's what separates you.
That's what's gonna make that film or make that short
Yeah.
something monumental.
Yep.
Seeing that cinematic shot.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And that's
man.
something that's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm the same way. Like,
Where's Hector now?
yeah, he's still in Austin, documentary legend. Doing a lot of work. I mean, one of my best projects with him was Lonely Boys, Cotton Fields, and Crossroads.
That's right.
I was the offline editor. Then they brought in the big shot to tighten it up. Which now I'm the big shot tightening up the edits, you know, and it's kind of weird because I'm also producer director, but I'd rather do it myself than have someone else do it because I'm just paying for a button pusher at the time.
Right.
But it sounds like that pedestrian comment, right?
Oh, yeah.
Still
Still
echoes in the back of
always.
the mind.
Always, and it always will.
Yeah.
You know, when you're tired and it's the long end of the day, you're going 12 hours, and you're like, shit, I have 2 more shots. I have it. It's good, but it's not great. I can wrap it right now, and I'd have something. No, got to get it. You know, got to get the shot. So you just put in the extra work.
I agree,
You said you did the movie thing a lot.
Yeah.
Do you ever have the movie like shots in your head of like the motivation and everything else? I mean, I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah,
right?
so that's what really I think helps me is like and helps our budgets. Like I never go over budget on a project. Never. I'm yet to go over budget on a project. I'm yet to go. I'll go over time sometimes a little bit, but never like days behind schedule. I've never gone behind schedule or over budget, and that's because of the fact that the movie is shot in my head and on paper before we even shoot a frame.
Goes back to that vision.
Yeah,
on paper is probably the most important thing. I know in our practice, that's a big thing for me. Is you have the vision, but let's put it down. That way, you could ideally create that checklist, and then you always got something to fall back on.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, I'll get a script, my script or somebody else's script, whatever I'm doing at the time, and they'll be written all over, like lined out. I mean, I have shot lists and scene select, everything. It's like so precise that the movie is shot before we even shoot it.
Right.
Yeah. So the hardest part is now just making sure that everything works in the world.
Right.
And that's where I have a good team around me. I always make sure there's a good team around me to make sure that I can put my vision into reality.
Right.
Wow.
And now I'm at the point where I'm sorry if I peaked right there. I'm at the point where like I won't have the same problem happen with Line of Duty, which was once Lionsgate bought it. I mean, it was out of my hands and it wasn't mine anymore.
Why did they want it? Are you free to disclose why they wanted to change the name? Because I like the name Mission Park, bro. I felt like
I don't think people understood Mission Park. I don't think they understood that that's a cemetery here. It's a neighborhood area here.
Right.
Where I grew up on the south side of San Antonio, like they don't understand that means something to me. That whole thing meant something. A lot of my family and friends are buried there, and they didn't realize that. They didn't care, And I was a first-time filmmaker. Do I bitch and complain, or do I just, okay, Lionsgate, and moving on?
Right.
So, and then Sanitarium, one of my good friends and I had partnered for that, and it was what it was, and we moved on, doing our own things now. But yeah, I'm at a point now to where I'm happy with my career and everything's going good. And I'm really waiting for my next movies to be like just right.
It sounds like maybe Davies will be kind of behind that, yeah.
Oh, he's already been talking about it, man. I'm like, let's focus on your show first, and then we'll talk about my stuff,
How do you see the future with so many media channels for you as a creator, producer, to kind of take complete control of your craft, as opposed to the old distributions that, like Lionsgate, right?
Yeah.
They bought up all the media and then they basically push it through the channels.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, goodness, my TV has channels I didn't even know.
Right.
My TV has channels that has channels. Within those channels, I saw the other day. What do you see?
I think there's a couple of layers to this answer. It's like we have people like you that can manage and create concept agency-wise, that can market it. So, like, that's one element to think about. And then there's the element of all the avenues it can go. Then there's the ownership, right? Like, as long as everything's non-exclusive, we can have these agencies and people like, wow, push it everywhere, get the name out, get the popularity out. And then we could still hopefully get in a theater just because I like going to movie theaters, but that's just the old school in me not wanting to understand that it's dead,
right?
But hopefully there's still theaters around.
I love going to the theater, to be honest, man. The smell of popcorn, you walk in the door.
Yeah, it's just I love it.
Never give that. I can never give that.
I can't either. Just the atmosphere, the sound.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I have that at home now, like not as big, but it's a good little entertainment center with a nice surround center. But what I'm saying is, we can make a project, we can produce it, we can write it, we can direct it, we can shoot it, we can control everything about it. And then at the end, we don't have to give it up anymore. Now there's ways to license,
right,
as opposed to sell outright,
Right.
Like at Netflix you can license. And now people like me that and like you're in the industry, and you're also an attorney. I mean, you know about all this stuff. We don't have to give it away.
Right.
We can keep control forever.
Right.
We just license it out for a time, and then say this is not exclusive. So I don't want to just do Netflix. I don't want to just do Amazon.
Right.
I don't want to just do HBO Max unless the money's right.
Sure.
Which it goes back to the old school.
But the power has shifted, right?
Power has shifted completely.
You know, from an entertainment standpoint, it used to be completely in those that own those channels, right? There was literally three channels on the TV, so they got to control.
Yeah. And
now there's 3 million channels, including YouTube, where you
and
can control your own destiny.
Right, and it still has to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, or else they're not gonna let it on there.
Right.
You know. So there's still.
Although I still think some of these channels are buying bad just because they got to put something through those channels because some of that stuff's horrible. It's horrible.
It's kind of like that big move that happened. What was it? HBO signed off of AMC, or what exactly happened? There was
it was Netflix. Or you're saying HBO Max, right?
Yeah, the HBO Max situation with the movies coming out with Sony. Was it Sony Pictures?
I don't remember, to be honest. But I remember the huge one was in rental.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Blockbuster didn't want to buy Netflix.
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild, bro.
Now we got vintage Blockbuster shirts that my kids are like, "What's Blockbuster?"
Yeah.
Get your membership card at home somewhere.
Exactly. I think I do actually.
I'll never forget that.
What do you see the future of media? I mean, right now it seems like it's all over the place. What do you see the future looking like?
I honestly don't know. All I know is just create.
I was like, I thought I was going to have my big investment tip right here. I was gonna be like, okay, here we go.
My big investment tip is invest in theaters. That's what I just did.
I think that's smart.
I invest in because they're all down right now. I just bought AMC for like $8 the other day.
Yeah,
I know it's going to go up.
And Draft House was in bankruptcy.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine where they're going to be once the world opens back up.
If they don't fall under.
Private equity now is going to own a lot of theaters. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
You see a lot of M&A. You do a lot of M&A here in town.
I do significant amount of M&A. Yeah. I didn't deal with the Alamo Draft House bankruptcy though. That'd been fun to do just because I love that place. It's a great environment.
It is a great environment.
I hope that's a lot of the model that comes back as opposed to these big chains. As we get maybe a little bit back to more local, flavored theaters that have access to content.
If they don't want alcohol or food. That's one thing I don't like about Draft House. The interruption.
Oh
coming in and out, taking orders.
That bothers me.
Yeah, that's a big.
It goes back to my getting absorbed in the world.
Right. Yeah, it takes you away from that movie.
Yeah.
That's wild. I went to the. I think it's in Brooklyn, Alamo Draft House.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? Or is it in Manhattan? I forgot. My buddy Ruben took me there, and I was like, no way, man. Little piece of Texas here. That was a good experience.
And in Pasadena, California, next to my apartment out there, there's this little dollar theater. It's the best theater in the
still
world.
There?
Yeah,
still a dollar theater.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a rat might run by you, but it's badass.
My dad used to take us. What is it? Cinemark.
Yeah, Cinemark.
They're
awesome.
off of 410.
Evers, yeah.
Yep, 410 and Evers. Every week, my dad would take me. Those are the best memories of my dad, man.
So we tried to go like a month ago.
Still open?
No, 6 months ago. Yeah, still open.
Shit.
No, not even 6 months ago. How long has this COVID shit been going on? Like a year?
Like an hour.
Like a year ago, we tried
an hour. Yeah.
And my kids went like ape shit because these people just kept talking and they were so mad.
Yeah, dude. And the seats smell now.
Yeah.
Seats don't smell like they used to.
It used to smell good.
Yeah,
we don't like the smell of Blockbuster shampoo. Where can you find that?
Those big old carpets.
When you walk on the carpet, you don't remember that smell? Dude, if I could find that damn smell.
Upstairs, the carpet upstairs looks like the old Blockbuster.
Does it smell like
it? Probably smells like it.
I'm going to take a piece of that home with me.
Maybe you can go up there and ask. Hey, can I smell your carpet real quick?
Yeah, I smell your carpet. That's like the best smell in the world. Well, and that's one of the things that pissed me off about my first movie. It never made it to Blockbuster. Like, I'll never forget that. Like,
it didn't go to Blockbuster.
I wanted to. I was too old. They were too close. I wanted to.
When did they close?
I made my movie in 2010, my first one.
Was there still one open?
There was, or there is one, right? And you could like rent it out for like a sleepovers.
Yeah,
I think there's one you can rent out for the night. You rent for sleepovers.
Like an Airbnb or what?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, look that up. I think that's something.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna look that one up.
I know Brian's running on time. He's got a busy schedule ahead of him.
Guys. This was fun though.
Yeah,
I could do another hour of this sometime whenever y'all want me back.
What do we want to plug the gateway at?
Man, right now I would love to plug Built for Business, where we just completed our second season on Motor Trend. We're in negotiation with Discovery Channel. We're very close to making that finalized and getting it running. And just everything going on with this badass. Our boxers, we have some big boxing events coming up pretty soon. We have one we're gonna make here, I think May, and then we have a big one coming up in Midland. And some cool stuff going on, and it won't be like Triller. That stuff pissed me off last night or the other night. That was just horrible. Poor De La Hoya. I love that guy, man. I mean, I grew up loving De La Hoya. I think they did it wrong. And I'm a drinker too. Yeah. So the reason I'm pissed are two reasons. The producer should have never get on stage, and second of all, you can't drink that much.
What exactly happened? So I missed it, and I know we
he was just having fun and went on stage, and now it's the laughing stock. You know, they shouldn't have let him on stage after he was having a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it.
Right.
You know, he's a
became
celebrity.
A sideshow at the sideshow.
Right.
And it was a sideshow.
Yeah.
It was not entertaining. The best part about it was the opening acts, and then after the 4 OGs of rap went on, they should have went straight into boxing. Then instead they did slap fights, and they had some Doja dork talking about her vagina for 3 whole hours. It was like the longest performance. And it was horrible. It was disgusting. We had to make our kids leave the room. It was horrible.
Right.
And then they went into slap fights, and then they finally went into the boxing, and then it's not real fights, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even want. I was gonna try to YouTube.
I appreciate what Triller's trying to do.
I was gonna say the overall concept.
But they have to really get some producers that don't like reality TV,
right?
Or like the bad reality TV,
yeah,
like the shit talking.
Right.
And, I mean, it was not good.
Careful, Vince McMahon's gonna show up next time.
God.
Well, they had Ric Flair on this time. Shit,
that's crazy, bro. I'm not a fan.
But
I was never a fan of Ric Flair.
But yeah, so we have some awesome events coming up, awesome boxing matches, and the TV shows can be awesome. And then we have our artists, man. Our musicians are really good, you know. And
local guys, right? San Antonio.
Yes, we got and one's in Denver and Austin. Nice. Corey Kendricks, Bankroll, and Danny Leon, and Questions head of all of that stuff. And he's doing really good stuff. And he's a legend in his own making. So.
Well, all the success to you, Cameron, the team there.
Thanks, man.
You guys are really moving, pushing the needle on that.
Yeah, and then Amanda's charity too.
That's right, Amanda's charity.
Talk about Mandy's fight. I really want to talk about how she's going to help.
We need to plug that in, so
we'll bring her on sometime.
Yeah, of course, whenever you're ready. Yeah, we'll plug it in either way. We're going to put all these links at the bottom. If you're watching this or if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, go to the YouTube page and go to the captions there. You're going to see some links to some of the ventures that the Davies team is producing, that Bryan's producing, that Amanda, your wife, is producing in terms of the nonprofit. And that way you guys get a good plug in. But I'd say this was a successful first show post-pandemic,
I appreciate y'all letting me come on the first one.
Yeah,
of course, guys. We're going to sign out. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned. We're out.
Thanks.